welcome to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shanna Register, and every week we bring you news and information you can use on your next real estate transaction. But today we're taking a break from real estate. We're talking about some different things. I'm excited to talk about this topic. I've had it kind of on the back burner for a long time, thinking about how I want to approach this. But everyone out there, it seems like, talks about social media, how to incorporate it into your life, the reaction to it, and how it's going to affect our kids. And I really can't tie that to real estate, but it's just something that I really want to talk about because it's something that I hear people talking about all the time. And I think it's just really great to talk about it. And I found this article that was just really, really interesting to me. So I've brought in Tim Urban today. He's actually calling in. Tim Urban is a writer and an illustrator and co-founder of the blog Wait But Why. And he writes in-depth posts on a wide range of topics, from why we procrastinate to why artificial intelligence is scary to why we haven't seen any signs of aliens. All kinds of stuff. He's really interesting, though. And one of the articles that I saw on the Wait But Why blog was called Why Generation Y Yuppies Are Unhappy. And, you know, every year, I believe it's in September, we do suicide prevention. We do a whole hour show on suicide prevention, and because we found that has touched so many lives. And so I wanted to talk about this and talk about social media and how it's affecting our lives. And this article just tied into it beautifully. I just loved it. So welcome to the show, Tim.
Thank you for having me.
So I enjoyed your article. I posted it on my Facebook wall. All my friends liked it, you know. So it was a lot of fun. I want you to kind of go through this article and explain to people what you said in the article, because I totally related to it, because not only am I a Gen Y yuppie, but I am a gypsy. And being a gypsy, I'm a happy gypsy. And when I read the article, it talks about why you're either happy or not happy. And I'm a totally happy gypsy. So the way that you explained happiness is it's reality minus expectations. And so there have been times in my life when I was unhappy, and I know for a fact that it was because the reality was not what I expected at that time in my life. And so I was sad, unhappy, depressed, if you want to call it that, whatever. It wasn't, things were not the way I wanted. And so wasn't happy about it. Well, now at this point in my life where I am today, when you take reality minus the expectations, I didn't expect to be where I am by this age, I guess. I have a lot more than I thought I would have. And just, my cup kind of runs over, which is awesome. So I'm happy. So like when I read this article, I'm just like all about, oh yeah, I get this. And I get where my friends are coming from, when they're unhappy about things, when they, friends who are divorced and they're not happy, or, have had other major things happen that made them unhappy. So career setbacks and things. So I think we all go through ups and downs in life, but I loved how your article talked about specifically these people who have been raised by parents to think that they're special, and the whole why behind it. Because I think I'm special. Tim, I totally think I'm special.
Yeah, I kind of think I'm special too, actually. This is the thing.
And I can't imagine either
one
of my...
I bet you, I don't know your friends, but I'll put some money down. They all think, each one of them would agree that they're very special.
And like when I think about
unusually special.
Right. And when I think of my grandparents, both of my grandmothers, neither one of them would ever have said, I think I'm special. I just, not that you deserve something more, but I think I'm special. I'm going to do something special and unique in this world to make my mark on this world. They would have never said that. I don't think they would have ever said that.
No.
Right? So I can
my
see
grandmother
how I'm
still
different.
doesn't say that.
Right. Mine doesn't either. So yeah, I can see how I'm so different from those women from the past, and even my mom. I don't know if my mom would even say that. I don't know that my mom.
No.
I don't know that my mom would feel that way. So I can totally see where your article's coming from and how different our generation is. So okay, take it away. Tell us about it, because people don't know what I'm talking about. They're going, she's a gypsy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, the gypsy is an acronym I just came up with. Probably pretty offensive, but what can you do? And it stands for Generation Y Special Protagonist Yuppie. It's a little bit of a stretch. Anyway,
so
the idea with it
1970s to 90s, born between the 70s and 90s, right?
Yeah, like it's more like the late 70s or even like 1980. to, it's, late 70s to kind of late 90s, I feel like is the traditional, but you can stretch it a little, I'm sure, and it's like you said, it's the expectation thing. And because reality, you can say we're going through, a lot of people say, well, reality is worse now than it was for our parents. We have the economy, and the baby boomers set us up for, they messed up our economy. Well, but you know what? Like, there was World War II at one point, and there was World War I before that, and it's like, there were financial collapses in other times. There's, of course, the Great Depression, and so times were hard in other times. Plus, you can't not focus on the good things. Right now, you can start a business from your couch.
Right.
If you want to be a musician, you can start a band in your garage and go get 5 million views on YouTube.
Yep.
There are so many things about the world right now that are easier than they were for our parents. And,
Sure.
and just because the economy is in the shambles, that's not the only factor here. So I don't buy the fact that our reality is simply worse. And that's what, if people are unhappy, it's because the reality is worse and that we're not complaining. It's because I just I don't buy it. So I think that reality is relative and changes, and there's so many factors that it's hard to say it's objectively worse. What I can say is that if people are less happy now than they were then,
right.
And by the way, I'm not even sure that's true.
Well,
This
I
might
think
be a
it's true.
phenomenon of young people.
The reason that I think it's true is because right now suicide is the leading death among young people.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. And I know that I have all these friends that have so much objective opportunity. Their things are so good for them. My grandparents would have just dreamed of having the kind of opportunities that most of my friends have. And they just wanted to have a middle-class income and a nice small house and a decent public school nearby, and that was a dream for them. They said, if I can have that,
the American dream.
we have achieved the American dream, because their parents came over on a boat,
right.
and we're working in sweatshops basically in New York. So.
And now it's not the American dream of home ownership. It's the biggest house, the newest house,
right. Well, so I think what happened was that at least for a lot of people I know, the grandparents went through the war, they went through the Great Depression. They just wanted stability, security. Security sounded unbelievable to them. They wanted a green lawn of security, and they raised people in my parents' generation who are kind of baby boomers with high expectations, but not that high. Our parents wanted to be wealthy. They wanted to have even more than their parents had.
Yep.
But, nothing crazy. They just wanted to have a really nice, well-off life. And so a lot of them got that.
And they knew if they worked hard, they could get that. It didn't matter how smart they were or how much education they had. It was...
Exactly. It wasn't about... having a job that fit their inner child, their inner passion. It was about being able to have a job where you could go there and stably work there for 30 years and make a really nice living.
Right.
And so they got that, and then because things were so good, they raised the current Gen Y generation with a whole different set of expectations, saying you could be anything you want, because they had such a nice life. They kind of said you could be anything you want, and suddenly, people want more than their parents. But the problem is, as the parents, as each generation gets more and more, that becomes harder and harder. Suddenly, it was to have more than a baby boomer is hard. Baby boomers did great. So to have more than the baby boomers, you can't just be wealthy, because they were pretty wealthy.
Right.
You need to do something. You need to be famous. You need to love what you do. Love. You need to be achieving your inner passion. You need to be admired in your industry.
Yep.
Crazy expectations, things that are just, now through the roof. And the truth is, at some point we hit a tipping point where most people just can't do that, or just aren't going to get there. And so what you have is this expectations reality gap that is a huge source of unhappiness.
Yeah,
and
just chime in there about the baby boomers. I think those baby boomers, too, taught their children that, okay, I didn't have an education, so you go get an education, and you're going to automatically have way more than me because I didn't have an education, and now you do. I'm paying for you to go to college.
It felt automatic because three generations in a row had done better than their parents, so it seemed obvious that was the pattern.
Right. Okay, Tim, we're going to go to a quick break. I have a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back here on Houston Real Estate Radio.
Imagine you and your family return from a tropical vacation to find that one of your pipes burst, flooding your entire house. Are you fully covered? Will you only receive $100 for your TV that cost you $2,000 just 2 years ago? Will your insurance company pay for you to live in a hotel while your home is being repaired? What if on that same trip you lose your wedding ring? Will your home insurance coverage replace that as well? All insurance policies are not created equal. If you don't know the answer to these questions, you're not alone. Most people don't understand the gaps in their coverage until it's too late. Call Goosehead Insurance today and let one of our agents review your current policy to ensure that you are fully covered. At Goosehead Insurance, we understand the power of choice. Instead of working for a single insurance company, our agents have access to over 20 A-rated carriers. This allows us to craft a policy to fit your particular lifestyle, budget, and needs. It also enables us to reshop your policy in the future, if necessary, saving you time and money. No need to look for another agent. At Goosehead, we've got you covered. Our agents will walk you through each policy decision so that you have the coverage you need. If that's not reason enough, talk to one of our happy clients. Our client satisfaction scores are 3 times the industry average. To experience the Goosehead Insurance difference, visit us online at goosehead.com or call us at 800-474-1377.